Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Walking in Yah's Way. This is Arden Lee, your host. And this morning we will be reading chapter 14 of Jubilees. And in this particular chapter, Abram receives the promise of a son and of innumerable descendants. He offers sacrifice and is told that his seed, being in Egypt. Yahuwah makes covenant with Abraham. Hagar bears Ishmael. And there we have it. So let's begin. After these things, in the 4th year of this week, on the new month, the 3rd month, the word of Yahuwah came to Abram in a dream, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy defender, and thy reward will be exceedingly great. And he said, Yahuwah, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go hence childless? And the son of Melchizedek, the son of my handmaid, is the Damascus Eliezer. He will be my heir, and to me thou hast given no seed. And he said unto him, This man will not be thy heir, but one that will come out of thy own bowels. He will be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and said unto him, Look toward heaven, and number the stars, if thou art able to number them. And he looked toward heaven, and beheld the stars. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed Yahuwah, and it was counted to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am Yahuwah, that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees, to give thee the land of the Canaanites, to possess it forever. And I will be Yahuwah unto thee, and to thy seed ever after thee. And he said, Yahuwah, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me a heifer of 3 years, and a goat of 3 years, and a sheep of 3 years, and a turtle dove, and a pigeon. And he took all these in the middle of the month, and he dwelt at the oak of Mamre, which is near Hebron. And he built there an altar, and sacrificed all these. And he poured their blood upon the altar, and divided them in the midst, and laid them over against each other. But the birds divided he not. And the birds came down upon the pieces, and Abram drove them away, and he did not suffer the birds to touch them. And it came to pass, when the sun had set, that an ecstasy fell upon Abram, and lo, and a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And it was said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and they shall bring them into bondage, and afflict them 400 years. And the nations also to whom they will be in bondage I will judge, and after that they shall come forth thence with much substance. And thou shalt go unto thy father's peace, and be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation shall return hither, for iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And he awoke from his sleep, and he arose, and the sun had set, and there was a flame, and behold, a furnace was smoking, and a flame of fire passed between the pieces. And on that day Yahuwah made covenant with Abraham, saying, To thy seed will I give this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, the Kenites, and the Kenizzites, and the Catamonites, the Perizzites, and the Rephaim, and the Phokorites, and the Hivites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. And that day passed, and Abram offered pieces, and the birds, and the fruit offerings, and their drink offerings, and the fire devoured them. And on that day he made a covenant with Abram, according as we had covenanted with Noah in this month. And Abraham renewed the festival, the ordinance, for himself forever. And Abram rejoiced and made all these things known to Sarai his wife. And he believed that he would have seed, but she did not bear. And Sarai advised her husband Abram, and he said unto him, Go unto Hagar, my Egyptian maid. It may be that I shall build up seed unto thee by her. And Abram hearkened unto the voice of Sarai his wife, and said unto her, Do so. And Sarai took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and gave her unto Abraham her husband to be his wife. And he went unto her, and she conceived, and bare him a son. And they called his name Ishmael. In the 5th year of this week, 1965 a.m., and this was the 86th year in the life of Abram. There we have it, folks. Chapter 14 of Jubilees. A lot of stuff going on here to study and compare with our scriptural books in the canon. A couple of details that are not mentioned in the canon, and I will leave that for you to search out. Again, this version that I am reading from is by R.H. Charles, the Oxford Corendon Press, 1913, and quite honestly, I need to dig into this a little bit more, because as I continue on through these chapters, it is sounding like there are a few things that have been tampered with. Again and again, we keep running into these issues with the Dead Sea Scrolls, unfortunately. As I read through, they're sounding more and more like they have been rewritten by I don't know quite how to put this, in the Old English type of verbiage that they're describing here, like we would find in the King James Version Bible. In other words, Romanistic. I will search this out a little bit more, since the revisions, have been revised so many times. So I am going to look for a much later version of this. Again, this is 1913, so I'm sure I can find a better copy of the Book of Jubilees. Anyway, that was chapter 14. If you enjoyed this chapter and you're enjoying my YouTube channel, please give it a little thumbs up, like and subscribe, and share it with your friends and just anyone that you might want to share the Book of Jubilees with. I will be looking to chapter 15 with you soon, and all the links for any donations for this station are below. I have PayPal Me and Patreon. So check those out. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Yah bless you.